You are now listening to Sports and Stuff, live Fridays from 12 to 1 p.m.
The only place where two college students join together to create the kings of sports. What is up, Sportscast? Welcome to the Sports and Stuff Show, the dynamic duo of sports. I'm Carter.
And I'm Adam.
Let's get right into it. Today on the agenda, we're going to talk about the MLB lockout. We're going to talk about the craziness of college football. We're going to talk about Boise State athletics, some NFL news, and maybe some NBA updates.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty excited about the college football. I don't know about you.
For the playoff?
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
That's probably my favorite topic today.
How did I leave it on this? I said I wanted Alabama to win, but I thought Georgia was going to win.
Yeah, I think so.
I should have just stuck with it, man. I'm glad Alabama won, but I
said
couldn't.
Bama.
I couldn't get myself to predict it.
I was watching that game, or I didn't watch it. I just watched like later when it was like 31-17. I'm like, pfft. And I texted you. I didn't want to jinx it, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure I said Alabama was going to win, but I didn't want to say they're winning. But
I watched pretty much all of that game, and man, Bryce Young is something.
Dude, he's good.
He is so good.
I still think Kenneth Walker got like snubbed for the finalists for the Heisman, but
it was Bryce, Hutchinson, and Stroud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Walker should have been in there.
Hey, dude, he was the number one player for Michigan, and he's the one reason they were like
Michigan
so
State.
Michigan State.
You'll piss people off, by
my bad. I already hear them be like, they're so passionate about everything. They don't care about Central Michigan, but we'll get into that later.
No.
You know,
Not Western either.
Yeah, they only care about Michigan State or Michigan. But anyways, up to the weekly updates. So next week, we will not have our show live on the University Pulse, but it will be live on YouTube, and it will also still be on all the other platforms as well. It's just for the University Pulse, we will be going on break, so the University Pulse won't be running any of their shows for the break. And
That's
as well,
3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something around there. But we will have them recorded on something, but we'll have our faces in it, so that'll be cool.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
We'll have some interesting content. Drop that bomb on you. But on YouTube, we're kind of slacking, but we'll hopefully pick it up, especially once we're running the shows off of Zoom or whatever. It'll probably be way easier for YouTube. And we'll also be having Devin, the old show host. He will be running the YouTube as well, so that will be him. For TikTok, we reached 4K. You know, it took us November and a couple of days. You know,
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. 8 days off of our mark, but I mean, hopefully we could get 5K maybe by the end of this year. Maybe, hopefully.
Why not?
That's still the goal. Instagram, I also made a post agenda thing, so I'll be hopefully posting daily on Instagram as well. And Twitter, do we have any updates?
Actually starting to use it.
Yeah, I mean, he's been killing it.
Getting a little active on there, tweeting out what I'm watching and tweeting out most of the TikToks, at least when I see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the TikTok and Instagram is Packers bias. The Twitter is 49ers bias.
No. I keep the 49ers bias on my personal account.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But anyways, on to the first topic, which is baseball. Woo! So we're only going to be talking about MLB because I don't even think there's any other news other than the MLB. And they're doing a lockout. So... And okay, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like this lockout is just for publicity. Like, why? Do you know about the lockout?
I don't know much about baseball at all.
Okay, so just like every other sport, they have the MLBPA, like the Players Association. So the Players Association and the MLB didn't reach a agreement in time. So and it's made the off season. And their contract expired. So what the MLB tried to do to kind of push their players to want to make a deal is that they tried to close out all of their facilities and everything to try to kind of weed them out into making the deal so they can use their facilities and kind of work out and stuff like that.
That's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, but like, if you think about it, the players aren't motivated to sign it, and what is the MLB gonna do? Like,
Nothing.
they can't do anything about it. So they're just trying to do this to get them to sign that, like the Players Association agreement or whatever, so they can end up playing. And there is a possibility that there might be less games played, either because of this agreement, like because they're still in a deadlock, or because the Players Association wants to play less games, because that's what it basically talks about in like the agreement is basically publicity, how many games they play, how many breaks they get, how many, I guess, how the seasons ran. So they might, I mean, make an agreement for less games, or they might hold out until the beginning of the season. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. Um, I think that was basically it for MLB. But the MLB is like basically the middle child of sports. I mean, with news, I feel like the NBA kills it
I
with
feel
its
like of the
sport
big
news.
four, it's probably more popular than hockey.
Yeah, I would say more
Baseball,
popular than hockey.
it's way worse than hockey, but
I feel like okay, so I think football news is like the most pressing news, and then NBA, then baseball, and then hockey, and then soccer. No one, I don't think anyone really covers hockey or not hockey, soccer news
in
really.
the U.S., not really.
Yeah, like the U.S. league for like
Their
the
playoffs
national
are
leagues
going
and
on
stuff.
right now.
Seriously,
Yeah, the final is on Sunday, I believe.
I
It's New York versus Portland in Portland.
I had no clue. Not gonna lie.
Philadelphia kind of got screwed, man. Philadelphia was in the semifinal and they were playing at home and they had like half their team out for COVID and
Yeah,
they didn't delay it or anything. So they had to play with a bunch of backups and they lost. But
man.
I've been watching a little bit of soccer.
Seriously,
Just a little bit.
man.
My roommates are into soccer
Oh yeah, that makes
and they're
sense.
not really into any other sports. So, I watch.
That's your bonding experience.
It is. So I
Yeah.
went to the Sounders playoff game with them. They
Oh,
lost.
seriously?
They lost, but
Sick.
yeah.
Well, I know Ashley Cox, who she actually had a show on the Pulse,
Mhm.
and she did some stuff with sports for Boise State. Actually, does their coverage there.
Yeah.
So I've known her, and she's pretty nice. But that's all I know from Seattle. Anyways, on to basketball.
Oh yeah, the NBA.
Yeah,
So I've been focusing a lot more on football, but I've definitely watched
Yep.
some NBA.
understandable.
So top of the conference in the East is the Nets, the Bulls, and the defending champion Bucks. And in the West, it's the Warriors, the Suns, and the Jazz. So have you had the chance to watch any? Are you surprised by anything so far?
Okay. Well, the Warriors, I kind of expected them to be good, but not this good.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph Curry has been great this whole season.
Unbelievable.
The only game that he hasn't been really great was the last game they played against the Suns, and they lost because of it. He scored like only 12 points. I think he shot like 3 of like 20 or something like that.
It was five. It looked like Cam Newton's passing stat line.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But it's way more acceptable for basketball to go 5 of 20
Well,
than
especially when
for
you're
football.
Curry and you do it one time.
Yeah. And then they played the Suns again, and they beat them.
Yeah.
With Steph playing good. So, like, it makes sense. But I think
And
definitely,
they still haven't got Clay back, and they still haven't got
Yeah.
Wiseman back.
dude, the Warriors are going to win it this year. There's no, I don't think that
That's
there's,
way too early for that.
well, for the NBA, I feel
They're
like you could
legit.
tell who's going to win it. Last year, you
I
couldn't
don't
really
know.
tell the Bucks were going to win. I thought the Nets were probably going to win it.
I
I
did
didn't
too.
want them to, but like you could kind of tell. I feel like for the most part for NBA, like we all knew the Lakers going to win it that one year, like 2 years
I
ago.
don't know. I mean,
I thought the Lakers were definitely going to win it. Like
when they
without a
got
doubt.
into the finals against the Heat, yeah, that was pretty clear. But
W-
I don't
In the
know.
playoffs, I knew they were going to win it. Like that was for me at least. I knew they were going to win it. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of easy.
So
This year-
Steph is 16 threes away from number 1 all time.
Dude, that's so
He's
crazy.
already there. And he
Man.
plays the Blazers tonight, who he absolutely owns.
Yep.
What if he goes for 16 threes tonight?
Dude, there's no way. There's no way. He's probably going to make like 6 realistically. Probably like 6 or 7.
He's capable of it, though.
He's capable
If
of making
anyone is
16 in a
capable
game,
of
yeah.
it, it's him.
Dude, they're showing him shoot threes and make it from the stands, like from the
Yeah, the
from
tunnel.
like the entrance.
tunnel.
Yeah. Like, man, dude, this guy's insane.
He's nuts, man. You gotta think he's gonna win MVP this year.
Dude, he's got to win MVP
His team's at the top of the West. His numbers are great. He's playing
without Clay.
great. Yeah, got a good story. I
Dude,
mean, bouncing back from
man.
not being good. They go from they
Bouncing
go
back from
from
not being good.
well, it's true.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
go
but
from bottom 3 team probably 2 years ago to play-in team to now top of the West.
yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Imagine being like the comeback play of the year, but not from an injury, just from being bad.
Just from sucking.
Just from sucking so bad.
Ben Simmons comes out and starts hitting threes. Comeback player of
Comeback
the
play
year.
of the
They
year.
don't even have a comeback player in the NBA, which I think is dumb. They should
Yeah.
have one.
I mean, they have like a 6-man, so it kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird. But the Suns, I mean, that makes sense. Uh, I think, honestly, the most surprising things came from the East. I feel like the Bulls have been,
Bulls are awesome.
I didn't expect them to be good. And I kind of overheard, I was watching one of the shows, I forgot what it was, another sports show. And they said with the Bills, not the Bulls, the Bulls. For the Bulls, what they did is that they got decent players, but they all have chips on their shoulders. Like Lonzo Ball, everyone said he sucked, but he's been playing great. Demar Derozan, they traded him.
Man.
They were
Lonzo's
like,
turning into a player everybody said that he couldn't be.
yeah,
He had like 1 or 2 years as like a role player as a rookie and second year on the Lakers, and everyone gave up on him.
hmm
But he taught himself how to shoot. He's a
yeah,
sniper now.
dude, he's good. Even on the Pelicans, he was decent, and he was getting better and better. He was
Yeah.
way better than he was on the
DeMar
Lakers.
DeMar DeRozan might be the best isolation scorer in the NBA
Yeah.
right now. He's every
great.
time he's one-on-one, he makes a mid-range jump shot.
Yep.
I've watched a lot of Bulls games this year, and one of the concerns was people were thinking maybe their defense wouldn't hold together very well.
Yeah,
It's been good. I mean, Zach LaVine's been better on defense now than he has before, and Caruso's been huge for them.
yeah, dude, Caruso has
He's
been great.
awesome. Yeah,
Man.
he's not a meme player. Like, okay, calling him the GOAT obviously is a joke,
That's a meme,
but he is a
like,
great player. So
yeah. I
the
mean,
Bulls-
he's been pretty good.
it's hard for me to see the Bulls as like real contenders, but who knows?
They're definitely I could see them going number 2 or 3.
I could see
finishing
them.
off.
I'd be surprised if their first round exits.
Yeah, me too.
I think they'll win at least one series, but
I also think the Wizards have been surprisingly
they're crumbling.
better.
They're crumbling.
They've been
They
better for
started-
now,
They started off really hot and they are crumbling right now.
but you don't think that they're going to end up in the playoffs
I mean,
or
they,
like stay in the top 8?
they
least.
probably will, yeah. But I mean, they had a really hot start and
Yeah.
they're bad right now. I'm pretty sure they just beat the Pacers though, but that's not saying much. The Pacers they're going to rebuild.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of Kuzma.
Look for Miles Turner to probably get moved here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe Sabonis, but he's still pretty young. He's he's their franchise right now, so they might keep him. But
Yeah.
Pacers are going to make some moves this year.
But in the NBA, they usually like to explode their teams by trading every single person they want, even their best star players. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but I think it's kind of an interesting season. I don't know. I feel like last year by the end, the playoffs got really interesting especially with the Bucks Nets. But I
Yeah.
think this year I kind of like this, like I said a ton there.
Yeah.
But I think this season is way better than last year's season. I don't know if the playoffs will live to the hype of last year, but
The NBA playoffs are usually pretty good.
yeah. I mean, last
I'm
year
so
I
happy
really loved.
Giannis got one though.
Yes. I love the Packers, so I kind of wanted the Bucks to win. I'm not
Yeah.
really a Bucks fan, I would say, but I was excited that they won that game. I mean, the Suns either way, it would have been a good series,
I'm glad the Bucks won. I didn't want the Suns to win.
Seriously, you didn't want Chris Paul to get one?
No, not really.
Not really. Oh,
No,
God.
I wanted Giannis to get one worse
Well,
than I
that's-
wanted Chris
Yeah,
Paul
that
to
was the
get
thing
one.
too. Like, I mean, I would have been fine with both of them winning, but like, I wanted Giannis to get one way more.
I just like so many of the players the Bucks had last year.
Yeah, dude, I really like Giannis. I feel like he's already really great. I don't know if he's already like top 10 or whatever, but like, he's really great.
No, I wouldn't say that. He's definitely a top 5 at his position all time now. He's a top
Yeah.
5 power forward,
Mm-hmm.
and he's only 27, I believe.
Yeah,
So he
Man.
definitely has a really good shot to end as a top 10 player.
man. And like Chris Middleton and who else? Was it Drew Holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're great, but like Giannis carried that team. Like,
And
But, I mean-
like a week after he had just bent his leg in the wrong direction. Like,
yeah,
we thought he
Man.
was out.
it was crazy. I don't even know, but Hopefully this year lives up to that like kind of hype, I guess. But yeah, I don't even know. But on a Boise State, Boise State sports, not as not as interesting. But there is a very interesting storyline for the men's basketball team with Tyson Degenhart, a
Carrying.
freshman. What?
I don't know about carrying.
yeah.
But
Dude, he's been great. Look at these stats. Okay, I'm just gonna read these out. So since starting, he started 3 games ago, and that was against St. Louis. He had 37 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 7, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks, plus the score that got him into overtime.
Yeah.
A clutch shot to get him into overtime.
Can we talk about that last possession though, real quick? What in the world? Like,
Oh, the St. Louis game?
yeah,
Dude, that was
the last
bad.
possession of regulation.
Dude, that was okay.
The half court, the offense for this team it's hard to watch, man.
Dude, it's like they kind of don't have chemistry. That's why I kind of said, but I don't
know what it is, but it's hard to watch. And the free throw shooting, man,
It's bad.
Ugh.
Man.
Like when I played basketball, really all I could do was shoot.
Yeah.
So when people miss free throws, it just frustrates me to no end. And
Well, that's the best thing I'm at. I'm best at mid-range. I can't shoot from 3, and I could shoot free throws. Like,
yeah,
those
I
are the
kind
only
of
things.
hung around the 3-point line and shot threes. I didn't do
Seriously?
much else.
I'm great from the mid-range. I can shoot almost anywhere from mid-range. 3, not so great.
I
But,
didn't shoot a lot of mid-range because my handles were not that great. I couldn't really get to the mid-range.
well, that's
but
the thing with me. Like, my handles aren't that great, but like once I'm in the paint, I could probably shoot anywhere or anywhere in the deep 2s. I could probably hit like I don't know. It's kind of useless, but
yeah,
like,
I was a 3-point specialist.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of how the game's shifting, in my opinion. It's either you bully in the paint or you shoot from 3.
Yeah, but
Like-
at this point, everyone can shoot threes. So when that's all you do, it's
It's kind of not as cool.
not that it's not that great.
It's like, all right.
I was like I had handles. I was not a very good finisher. I was
yeah.
average-ish defender. Like I don't know. I just wasn't that great, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm short.
Well, that also helps. So, and then after that, he played 34 minutes for another 11 points, 4 or 5, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks. And then last game, he had 37 minutes, 21 points, 8 of 13, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. Like, bro, oh my goodness. And I just want to say this too. Bob Bueller. So we're friends, the voice of Boise State or whatever.
Yeah.
We're pretty close. And so he was calling me and talking about the men's basketball team before the season. And he was saying, he's like, Tyson is going to start eventually this season. Don't know how soon, but
Good
he's
call
good.
there.
He called him. He called it. He's like, he's great. So he ended up calling that. And it was insane. It was pretty cool. But I don't know. They beat Tulsa and CSUN, but they're heading
Above
to the,
500.
Yeah, I mean, they're above 500. They're heading into the easy part of the season,
Oh
which
yeah.
that's a good thing
You
for
got
them.
Prairie View, Santa Clara, and Montana Tech.
Yeah,
If that's not 3-0, then I don't know what to say.
but
Like,
I mean, they also lost to CSU Bakersfield.
CSU Bakersfield is better than those teams.
Yeah, but like
You
they shouldn't have
can't-
lost that game.
You can't lose a single one of those. You just can't, especially with the schedule that comes after.
yeah,
that.
these are the easy games.
because you have
like
at Wazoo, and then it's conference play.
yeah,
and
like
3 of the first 4 conference games are at Wyoming, who's awesome this year,
mhm.
at Utah State, and Colorado State.
yeah, like these are the must-win games if they want to get
The
anywhere.
conference schedule is pretty tough.
Yeah,
There's some decent teams in this conference. We all figured that Nevada, Colorado State, Utah State were all going to be good. Wyoming is awesome. I've watched a few Wyoming
they sucked
games
at
and-
basketball or at football this year, so they're like, all right, let's go,
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
let's
but
clutch it up in
they
basketball.
They're 8-0.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know they're that good.
They are 8-0.
That's kind of crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And San Jose State started pretty well, but I watched their last 2 games. They're terrible. I don't understand how they won any games, man. Their half-court offense is the worst I've ever seen. It looks like a third-grade
Man.
offense. I was seeing like, oh my gosh, man, they can't hit any shots. They play decent defense, but they can't hit any shots, and they miss so many open layups. It was hard to watch.
Man, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. This is the first year that I've kind of actually been keeping up on men's basketball for college.
Yeah.
I usually kind of decently keep up on like the NBA, but hardly ever men's basketball. I mean, by the end of last year, I was like with March Madness, I kind of picked up a bit. I called
everybody's got to watch March Madness.
yeah, like I called UCLA winning it all the way, or I called them winning up until the point,
Yeah.
like up until they played Gonzaga, and I thought Gonzaga was gonna beat them, but they didn't.
I did pretty bad last year, but I did have
Well,
Baylor.
I lost on the first round, yeah.
I did have Baylor over Gonzaga as my championship. I didn't get much right, but I got the championship right.
Yeah, I mean that.
Third time I've picked the champion right in my doing brackets. The other two were both Duke, so
Yeah.
I'll probably pick Duke again, see if I can get a third time.
Did you hear about the one dude from Duke who said that he gets cramps every single game and loses like 6 pounds a game or something like that from
No,
cramps?
I didn't.
It seemed like an unbelievable. It probably is like wrong or something, but off of like a Bleacher Report kind of like post on Instagram, it said that he loses 6 pounds per game. Probably 6 pounds in one game because of cramps, but he has cramps every single game.
Oh, it's
From Duke.
Paolo?
I think so. I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Oh, he's gonna go number 1 in the draft.
Well, that's what they said, and then they were like, but he gets cramps every single game, and that's an issue. They don't know if that's going to be like a concerning factor.
An athletic trainer explains why Paolo Banchero losing 7 pounds per game isn't a concern. I have to imagine that's at least a little bit of a concern.
7 pounds per game?
You know what's sad, bro? I don't know when your birthday is. I'm older than him.
Wait,
I'm
seriously?
older than him, and he is months away from making millions of dollars. That's
Wow.
it's hard, man.
Wait,
It's
how
hard
old are
to think
you?
about.
18, right?
I'm 19.
19? Oh. Yeah, I'm 18 still.
He turned 19 in November. I turned 19 in October. So
Oh, that's sick. But that's kind of crazy. 7 pounds? There's no way that's true. Because what?
it looks like it's true.
If he's at 180 and then he loses 7 pounds, he's already at. He'd have to regain that like right before the game, like
It
they play
looks like it's true.
consecutively. That's insane. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's missed time in a couple games this year to go get an IV, and Coach K's been talking about it. He's been getting IVs in a lot of games, and
I don't know if he could go number 1 with those health concerns though. That's my thing. I would rather get someone who's
I
very
think he
decent
will.
but healthy than someone who's really great but can't stay on the court.
I'd be very surprised if he doesn't go number 1. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, but like when he plays, if
Well, he's
he's
been playing a lot.
if he
He like goes out for a couple minutes and he'll come back in. He'll be fine. He'll figure it out.
I don't know. But anyways, on to the women's basketball team, 2-5.
Dang.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And I guess it's your fault.
Yeah, you're reading. So apparently, every time I report on them, they lose, and every time Lexi reports on them, they win.
So stop.
Yeah, I just need to stop reporting
Stay
on
away.
women's basketball. But they ended up losing a close one to Seattle. I thought they were going to win that one. Not going to lie. They also beat Florida Atlantic. They had a ton of threes. Like, oh my goodness! In the first game that I reported for them, they could not shoot from the throw line, 3-point.
Looks like you're the common factor here.
Yeah, apparently
Just saying.
so. Dude, I mean, I have a track record for this. Every time I said the women's soccer team was going to do great, they started sucking. I mean, they did end up going to the and after I acknowledged that they sucked, they went on and almost won in the.
They didn't suck. They were just cursed by you.
Yeah, that was the thing.
It's not their fault.
They were
It's your
undefeated.
fault.
They were undefeated until I said anything, and I'm like, oh, of course.
Yep, your fault.
And then
Officially.
the volleyball team, I was like, yeah, they're good. Then they lost the next game, and I'm like, okay. But they also made it to the championship after I said they sucked as well.
There's a pattern here.
Yeah, I mean, and every time in my high school, like every time I wrote for high school about like a team, they lost the next game, and I'm like, oh, of course, you know. So it's kind of bad luck, but that's why I don't want to say anything about the Packers this year because I know about my
Yeah.
bad luck thing. That's why I like to. That's why continuing to say that they lose at the championship game because maybe if I keep on saying it enough,
You can't
maybe it will.
purposely use reverse psychology. That's not how it works. Or wait, reverse?
Reverse. So if I say
Whatever.
they will intentionally
You
to
can-
try to reverse psychology it, then it will work.
Yeah, I don't know if
Correct?
that's allowed. I don't know if that's in the rules.
Try to reverse psychology. The reverse psychology. I don't even know. I kind of confused
don't know.
myself. All right, football.
All right, we just had the final week of college football. We had the conference championships, and we got the final top 25 out, and the playoff is set. We got number
Oh.
1 Alabama against number 4 Cincinnati, and number 2 Michigan against number 3 Georgia. So obviously Alabama upsets Georgia, in an upset many saw coming.
Yeah.
Michigan dominated Iowa. Like it wasn't close at any point. And Georgia obviously lost to Alabama. Cincinnati beat Houston. It was close in the first half, but they pulled away.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
Yeah, Cincinnati, whatever Cincinnati does here is going to have a huge effect on Power 5 or Group of 5 schools
Yes.
in the future.
Because everyone's been doubting
If
Cincinnati.
they go out and get smacked by Alabama, Group of 5 schools can kiss the playoff goodbye until it's expanded. If Cincinnati goes out and puts up a good fight, undefeated or no, not one loss, but undefeated Power 5, undefeated Group of 5 teams can actually have a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the future of the playoff really is going to change based on what Cincinnati does here.
Yeah, like if they get smacked by Alabama, that is a bad sign because everyone's been doubting them, and that would prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, they're not good because they're playing horrible teams. But if they end up beating Alabama or even putting up a close fight,
they don't have to beat them, but play them close or
if
play
they beat
them
them
well.
though, that's insane.
Yeah. Because in reality, is Cincinnati better than Baylor? Are they better than Utah?
Dude, I think Utah should have been ranked way higher than number 10.
They got 3 losses though.
Yeah, but in the they smacked Oregon twice, and
Yeah.
Oregon was the number two seed, top 4 for like the whole year. Like,
yeah, they were like 3rd when they beat them the first time, and I don't know what they were the second time.
Did they beat Ohio State too?
Oregon did.
Or no, didn't who did Utah play other than Oregon? I know they beat another.
They lost to BYU. I know that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else they played. I can't think of anybody, but
dude, but Utah, I think they should have been like 6th. I don't know. I feel like they
6th.
I don't know. I think they were
Over
very
who?
high powered.
So what
Okay,
what
wait.
one non-playoff team would you put above them?
Okay, wait. Let me look at the schedule real quick.
They lost to San Diego State, Oregon State, and BYU.
So they beat Stanford.
Oregon's
they beat Arizona.
Oregon is the only good team they beat.
Well, they're playing Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, which I think they're actually going to win that. But we'll go into that later.
That'd be interesting.
They smacked Oregon twice. And it wasn't close. Like, what?
No, it wasn't.
The only thing that changed was that they scored the same amount of points. Oregon just scored another field goal. That was it.
Hey, that's progress.
Man, just a field goal at a time. But I mean, they lost to BYU.
You'd put Utah over Baylor and Oklahoma State?
I don't know.
And Ohio State?
If I think, okay, I'm doing it, how I base it is if I think that team would beat the other team.
Okay,
So
I think Utah would beat Notre Dame.
I think, yeah.
I think Baylor would beat Utah. I think Ohio State would probably beat Utah. I guess we'll find that out.
I think, honestly, Baylor, I think it would be a close game, but I think Utah could beat Baylor. And I think they could beat.
But Baylor's good, man. I wanted Baylor to make the playoff, but
I couldn't see these 4
they
losing.
shot themselves in the foot, man. They lost to TCU in the middle of the season.
I don't think regardless if they
they beat TCU and went 12-1, won the Big 12, they would be in the playoff. They would have made it over
Michigan
Cincy.
And over Cincy?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
There's no one you can put over Cincy now. If Oklahoma State won, you could make the argument. Now, there's no one you can put over them. You can't put Notre Dame. Cincy beat Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame is way higher than they should be, honestly.
I agree, but 11-1, like an 11-1 big school like that would often get the nod over a 13-0 Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But Cincy beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And everyone else has 2 losses other than like other smaller schools like Louisiana, UTSA, and they're not getting in, obviously. But
okay, so Cotton Bowl. Who do you think's gonna win, Bama or Cincy?
Bama.
Yep. Orange Bowl.
This is tough. We haven't seen Georgia come back from a loss this year, so it's really hard to know what they're gonna look like.
Yeah.
I really want Michigan just because I'm still a huge Jim Harbaugh fan, but I think we're gonna get a rematch. I think Georgia's gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. But I'm always for my unpopular opinions, and I'm gonna pick Michigan.
Okay.
I'm picking Michigan, Alabama, And then I think Alabama's going to win it again. Like,
Yeah, I do too.
come on. There's no way
I mean, the
Michigan's going to
craziest
make it
college
all the way.
football season in years, and it still ends with Alabama at top.
Yep.
The more things
Man.
change, the more they stay the same.
Dude, like, I think Nick Saban's a way better coach than Bill Belichick. Like, he can do.
You can't really compare him. Saban was trash in the NFL.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like okay, this is kind of weird, but I think it's more impressive to coach in college because you have so many moving pieces. And you don't really if you play it the right way, how you're supposed to, you don't really have a say in what players kind of get to the team because it's their choice. You don't sign them. It's kind of like where the NFL, you have more of a monetary value that can help, but like for college,
I think it's the opposite.
seriously?
Well, the NFL has a salary cap, so
Yeah.
all the best players can't go to one team.
Mm-hmm.
In college,
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah.
teams build up this reputation, and they'll get 10 5-stars on a college team. Yeah, in the
that's
NFL,
true.
you can't do something like that. So
That's true.
I think it's difficult for a college coach to see all these new faces every year because there's so much roster turnover. But when you're at a university who has such a good reputation, the recruits, they sign themselves. Like USC is never going to have to worry about a quarterback recruit again with Lincoln Riley there.
Yeah.
Alabama gets. I mean, if you're a 5-star defensive player, why wouldn't you go to Alabama?
Facts.
You're going to get drafted first round.
Yeah.
So,
Well, okay, I'm actually kind of contracting my thing because with the Patriots, what Bill Belichick is doing, all of the players from his dynasty are old, and he's still number one. Like, that's actually kind of impressive. I was thinking about that. Like, all of his players that he had are like old and washed, like he used to have, that were great. They're old, washed.
Oh, like at the beginning?
Yeah, like
okay, I thought you meant on the team now.
like during the
what are you talking
prime, they were old and washed, and now he kind of rebuilt it. And it's like he did a rebuild with only one down year.
A 1-year rebuild.
Man, that's speed running that rebuild.
A 1-year rebuild.
He's like, all right,
And they're back.
Let me hit a speed run real
They're
quick.
completely back.
I know they're I have them. Oh, go wait. Let me see real quick.
Oh,
Actually, I have them at number 2. You have them at number 1, but we'll get into that. We're skipping ahead a little bit.
Well, speaking of college football, let's go to Boise State football.
We have the New York 6 picks.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Let's just speed run this then. Michigan State versus Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I think Pittsburgh.
Michigan
as well.
State's pass defense is way too weak to defend Pickett. If Kenny Pickett plays.
Did you see that?
If Pickett doesn't play.
slide?
Yeah, the fake
That
slide.
was sick.
Listen, don't hate on him. Hate the rules because
Yeah, that was.
the defender's totally slowed up.
Dude, that was sick. That was a good play. They're just jealous that
He's
their
just taking
team
advantage of
didn't
the
play
rule.
that.
It's like NBA players flopping. Like, don't be mad at them. It works.
Yeah.
Be mad at the refs. Anyway.
Dude, everyone does like a slide in the rules, you know.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, you know. Okay. So Notre Dame, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, definitely by far. Ohio State versus Utah.
I really want to say Utah, but I got to go Ohio State. Oregon's the only team they beat, really.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go Utah.
I guess
I'm
Arizona
going Utah.
State.
I'm going
but-
Utah.
All right.
Yeah. Sugar Bowl,
Baylor.
Baylor.
I think Baylor's going to win. I don't think Ole Miss's defense can hold them. And I really like Baylor. I really wish they would have beat TCU because they would have been in.
Yeah. Well, did you hear that Ole Miss? This one chick got Arch Manning to say that he's committing to Ole Miss.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, "So you're going to Ole Miss, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I don't know if he just said that just cuz, but like
Maybe,
but
it
was
would
kind
make
of
sense.
I mean, what? So Eli
where
Manning
Eli
went there,
went.
yeah. So it makes sense. I don't know, but they might be good if Arch Manning is. He's been pretty good in high school, but
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of a big step.
He's
you know?
going to be good.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be good.
All right. So for Boise State, bowl eligible for the 24th year in a row, the third longest streak in the country behind the Ohio State and Georgia, who is at 25. So we're almost there.
Yep.
We're going to play in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. This is the first year of that bowl, isn't it?
It's the 7th year. I don't know. I think it's the 7th
Someone
year
was saying
from
it's the
afterwards.
first year. Anyway, against 8-4 Central Michigan from the MAC. Boise State obviously 7-5. And I believe we opened as favorites. I'm not
Maybe.
actually sure, but I think we should be favored in that game. What
All right.
What do you think? What do you think about this game?
Okay. Hear me out. The only reason I love that Boise State picked this bowl is because I get a report on it, and I might meet Dave Portnoy.
Really?
I want to meet Dave so bad.
Are you going there?
He's my role model.
Are you going to Tucson?
I might, just because the chance I can meet Dave. Not gonna lie, that's the only reason I want to go to that game and report
Okay,
it.
we opened as 9.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't care about the. I might go just to meet him. That's because he's my role model. I want to be like Dave. You know,
I think this is a big game, man.
seriously.
I know it's kind of a weak bowl in a down year. I think we need this one.
Yeah, we probably need
I
it.
think we need to go out there and absolutely stomp them for the sake of the players on the team, for the sake of future recruits. I think this is a deceptively big game for Boise State.
Yeah, but the thing
Is Shakir gonna play?
yeah, he's gonna play this game.
Okay.
But the thing is, though, is that I know this from last year. I know this from this year. The players. Okay, I'm not saying that I got any inside information, but I may or may not have gotten inside information. But I'm just gonna use an analogy. Players by the end of the year, when they didn't have a season that really went their way, they didn't get into the championship game. They kind of lose morale, and they're kind of like, I just want to be done with this season. So sometimes you feel that way, and maybe that's not saying that Boise State's feeling that way, or I heard that Boise State's feeling that way,
I
but
don't know, man.
that's what I heard. And wink, 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 wink. That's what I heard.
Wouldn't a bad season, or not even a bad
That's not
season,
what I heard.
wouldn't a down season make you want to come out and just stomp somebody to leave a good? I mean, 8-5.
But if you're tired, I felt this way when I played my little league. So we had a chance. If we won, we played in Hawaii. If we lost, we played in Arizona, and we ended up losing that one game. And that was the one game I told you where like we ended up getting stomped, and the one team ran the same play over and over again, and it went 1-50, like 1st and 50 or whatever, like a while ago.
Yeah.
Like, so at the end of the year, we lost, and we ended up playing in Arizona. I don't remember if we won that game or not in Arizona, but we played there. And then after that, we played in a kind of bowl game, I guess. It was against Fontana, which was our rival.
Okay.
We did not want to be there. It was so rainy. It was so cold. And we just lost morale, and we got whooped like 30-0. Like, and I could feel that where you just lose
I
morale.
would hope that a D1 football program doesn't do that, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, wink,
I think
wink.
we're gonna go out and stomp 'em.
I may or may not have inside information. Wink, wink, wink. But yeah,
I think we're gonna go stomp them.
yeah. But the more important factor is that we're losing players. Khalil Shakir, we're losing him,
Yeah.
man.
That
We're
really sucks.
we're also possibly losing Octavius Evans, Tyreek Jones, Andrew Van Buren. Okay, Andrew Van Buren. Like I shouldn't say that actually. And I'm gonna leave it there. Kekala Kaniho, maybe they might come for another year.
You can't
with...
read a number off a screen to save your life, and you just nail that pronunciation first try.
Okay, the only reason I get that perfect is because I've had to interview him for my job, and I wanted to make it so perfect every single time. So it's just every
that makes
time.
Sense.
Sometimes when I say his name or like when I see it, I just pronounce it or try to pronounce it. Like that's how I get it. That's
smart.
I didn't want to go into the interview and say his name wrong. That's how it is. And Riley Wimpy, he might also come for another year. Shane Irwin, he's probably gone. Jake Stetz, he underwent surgery. I think he's gone as well. Also, J.L. Skinner. Okay, he posted like a tweet that said, "I love you, Boise," or something like with like a peace sign or something like that. And it sounded like he was leaving. He could transfer, which I may or may not also have inside information.
Whatever.
But I heard, I didn't hear this. I'm finger air quotes speculating that players on the team are afraid of getting kicked off the team because of what they think. What they think
So
about
you're afraid
the team.
of getting kicked off the show?
Yes. Well, I'm walking on thin ice here because I work for Boise State and I report on athletics. So walking on, I didn't. This is all me. Wink, 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 wink. This is all me. What I think. but the players are afraid of getting kicked off the team because of what they feel, aka CT Thomas as well. I feel like I could say that because CT Thomas did get kicked off the team, but like other players are afraid of transferring and stuff like that.
Oh.
Hopefully, Boise State Athletics doesn't hear this, but
We'll see what happens.
yeah, we'll see if I get fired or not. Man, if I get fired, I'll be so sad. This is the only thing I have. That would be the only thing I have. I would be just an even more broke college student. That's my only job I have. Like, I'd have to get an actual job working at like McDonald's or something. Be sad.
All right,
Man.
let's go to the NFL.
Yeah, let's just switch over.
So the playoff picture's heating up as the season winds down. I can't believe we are so late in the year already.
I know.
It's
crazy.
It always goes so fast.
Hyped.
But you want to run through who we think is going to make the playoffs?
Yeah. So we used playoff predictors. So we picked our winners of the last
Shout
couple
out
games.
Playoff Predictor,
Yeah,
by the way. That is like the best website of all time.
I didn't hear about it until Carter mentioned it, and we
You can
both
pick
went on there.
you can pick all the games, and then it orders the draft for you. It orders the seeds for you with tiebreakers and everything. It's the best.
Sponsor us.
Playoffpredictors.com. Go check it out. We're not sponsored. That'd be sick.
We should be.
But just a
Sponsor us.
shout out for a great website. Anyway,
Sponsor us. But anyways,
all
we
right, why
picked
don't you
our,
go through your
picked our
AFC,
teams.
and then I'll do
All
my
right.
AFC.
So for the number 1 seed, I got the Titans at 13-4. I got the Pats at number 2 with 12-5. Chargers at 12-5. Bengals at 12-5. Ravens at the number 1 wild card seed, 5 overall. I said that so confusingly.
Yeah.
At the 6th seed, I got the Bills, and at the 7th seed, I got the Chiefs. I don't know why I forgot to get their records, but I did.
All right, I got I got the top 4 teams with the same record actually, so it's all based on
seriously?
tiebreakers. I got the Patriots, Titans, Ravens, Chiefs all at 12-5 as division winners. I got the Chargers as the number 1 wild card, the Bills as the number 2 wild card, both of them at 11-6. And then I got the Colts at the 7th seed at 10-7.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so the only team you're missing that I'm like the only team that we have indifferent, like or not-
Bengals and Colts.
Yeah,
And you got them 12-5. I got them missing the playoffs.
yeah, I know that's a big gap. Well, I have the Colts missing playoffs too, but all right, on to NFC. Green Bay Packers. I feel like that's not as biased. Like the Packers, I feel like regardless, if I was a Packers fan, I would still say they're probably the best team right now.
Yeah.
So I have them at
Well,
14.
I'm not, and I say that.
Well,
so-
yeah. I mean, I have them at 14-3. I at the number 1 seed. The Cardinals I have at the 2nd seed, 14-3. The 3 seed I have the Bucks winning the AFC or NFC West
East.
with East.
South.
No, it's East. Yeah, it's East.
The Bucks?
Yeah.
The Bucks are south.
Or no, oh sorry, I mixed up Washington football
You're
team.
just getting excited for your hot take.
I meant the Washington football team. Okay. The Bucks are my number 3 seed at 13-4, and this is what I was excited for. The Washington football team winning the East with 10-7.
It's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. The Cowboys are gonna choke the rest of the
Keep
season.
going.
Okay. At the number 1 or at the 6th seed and the first wild card seed, I got the Rams at 12-5. I got the Cowboys at 10-7 at the 7th, and the Niners at 8-9 at the 7th seed. I messed that up so bad. I'm so bad with numbers. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about numbers. But
Yeah, but Kikala Kaniho, I can say
Alright.
that perfectly.
I actually have a 4-way tie for the best record in this conference too.
Dude, what is this? What?
I
You
don't
have
know.
2 four-way ties for both.
I do. I
Bro,
do.
What?
Okay, all at 13-4. I
I mean, it's one game better than the.
I have the Cowboys, the Packers, the Bucks, the Cardinals. In that order because of tiebreakers, I guess. But
Bro, there's
all
no way the
13-4.
Cowboys are number 1 seed.
Their
No
schedule
way.
is not that bad to end the year. If they beat the Cardinals, I think they win the conference.
They're not going to beat the Cardinals though. That's the thing.
But they could.
But okay, I'll let you say your.
You said the football team is going to win the division, all right? This is less of a hot take than that.
That the Cowboys are going to be
There's a
number
better
1 seed?
chance that the Cowboys win the conference than there is that the football team win the division.
I don't know about that.
All right. And 5 seed, I got the Rams at 12-5. 6 seed, I got the 49ers at 9-8. And 7 seed, I got the Saints at 8-9.
It's kind of weird that we both have the Rams at 12-5, but
They're
that
good.
just says how that just says how good their division is. That they're 12-5 and they're the 5th seed.
Yep.
Like that's kind of crazy. And it's also kind of weird that like if not for your sake, it's 13-4 for all around. So they are the second. They're the best, I guess. All the division winners are the best record over them or better record over them. But for my sake,
Oh yeah.
for me, they have a
Well,
better
yeah,
record
you
than
put 10-win Washington in
Yeah.
there, so
Well, they have to be the 4th seed because they're the division winner. But like,
I know. I'm just
but like
saying.
it's kind of weird how that works. Like last year, what was it? They were 6-8 or something like that, and they made it to the playoffs.
What were they? I think it was 7-9.
7-9,
Yeah.
something like that. And it was
They
like
almost
made it to the playoffs. Yeah, I know, dude. Taylor Heineke,
I
gotta.
love that dude. I love Taylor.
That's
Heineke.
why they're 10-7. Oh my!
All
If
right.
that happens,
Let's
dude, that's
segue
great.
into power rankings.
Yeah, man.
Is that
Okay.
that's like your official prediction that Washington's gonna win the division?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see. So, for the OGs out there, AB Sports Image, my very first podcast, I want to see what my records were or what my power, like the before the season power rankings were, or like what I saw the playoff picture as,
Yeah.
and compare it to this right now. I know I had
Probably
the.
look pretty different.
Yeah. Well, I had the
I
card.
have a feeling you won't have the Cardinals at 14-3.
Yep, definitely. I had the Chargers at number 1. I know that, and I had the Rams at number 1 over the NFC, and I had the Packers at 2. Those were the ones I remembered. I still had the Chargers winning their division though. I had that. That was my hot take. All right, power rankings right now.
We both have the same top 4
Yep, except for we
in
have
order.
Yeah, I know. And then the 5th seed is who we probably think is going to win the AFC West.
Yeah.
Yep.
So our top 4 is Packers 1, Cardinals 2, Patriots 3, Bucks 4. My 5 is the Kansas City Chiefs.
And mine is the Chargers. I still think the Chargers, if you put them against the Chiefs, they're winning that game.
And I don't, because the Chiefs are back.
They're not
And-
back.
Yes, they
man.
are. And the Chargers are inconsistent. Very.
Just because
very
they beat
inconsistent.
garbage teams doesn't mean they're back. Patrick Mahomes in the last
They beat the
5
Cowboys.
Yeah, but the Cowboys
They
have
held
been,
the Cowboys
Cowboys have been
offense-
on the decline.
They held the Cowboys offense to 9 points.
Yeah, but so did the
9.
so did the Broncos.
Alright,
we saw how that
was
happened.
a fluke game.
Yeah, and this could have been a fluke game too.
No, not 2. It's not how it works.
Man, that's how it works. But
Chiefs
you
are
know,
back.
I don't think so. I
Who
definitely
did they just beat? They just beat the Broncos, which I told you they would win by double digits, and they did.
man. Okay,
I told you.
I didn't. There were some factors in that game
I
that were
told you.
okay. What
Mahomes
I
didn't
showed
even
you,
play that good, and they still won.
Okay, Mahomes in the last 5 games has had 1 touchdown has 1 or fewer touchdowns in the last 5 games. Like what?
Okay,
Okay,
but the defense has given up 9 points each of the last 2 games.
yeah, but like
the
Teddy Bridgewater,
Chiefs-
come on.
The Chiefs are back.
I told you this before. I think that was more of a Broncos beating themselves than the Chiefs beating them. The Teddy Bridgewater played garbage, and that was of his own doing. And so the whole
Well, it's
Broncos
because-
ran into
It's
their own
because the
player.
It's the Chiefs' defense is back.
Dude, the Broncos, the defender ran into his own returner and forced a. How could you be that bad? You can't say the Chiefs comfortably. That was the reason they won, was they played better when the Broncos did that.
The Chiefs are back.
No, they're not. They're not back. Man, they aren't as good this year.
Back-to-back performances holding teams under 10 points.
Yeah, but
Hey.
the Broncos. It's the Broncos.
Okay, they did it to the Cowboys. That's an elite offense.
That wasn't back to back.
Yes, it was.
They didn't play the. Did they?
Yes.
Did they go
their
was it
last game-
Cowboys bye and then Broncos.
I think so.
Maybe I don't know.
Back
Let's
to
go-
back.
MVP race. We're moving on. Man, we should do a debate and stuff on the Chiefs.
Basically have the last 2
Yeah, I know.
weeks.
We've been just battling in like not calling it debate and stuff, but yes. All right, do you want to see your MVP race first?
Okay. I got Tom Brady at 1 because he's a quarterback and he leads the league in yards and touchdowns and he's just unbelievable. He's playing great. He has some bad plays, like throwing a pick 6 to a D lineman, but
At like the 3-yard line too.
but there's a lot more good ones and the Bucks are going to be close to the top of the conference. It just all adds up. Number 2, I got Jonathan Taylor. Leads the Leads the
Yee.
league in yards and rushing touchdowns, I believe. He's on fire lately. Like, his worst game, he still almost had 100 all-purpose yards against the Bucks in a pass-heavy script, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And 3, this is an interesting one.
Just throw him in there.
I got T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt might be the best defender in the league right now. I've been sticking to Aaron Donald for a long time, and
Basic NFL fans. What about Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald's the best player
Okay.
ever.
Aaron Donald might still be. But T.J. Watt is an
Dude.
absolute game record.
T.J.
Every
Watt-
game, he has 16 sacks. He's missed 2 games.
Man.
He's averaging the most sacks per game of anyone in NFL history right now.
I still think this. TJ Watt is a better defender last year and this year than Aaron Donald. I think he should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year, and I think he should win it this year.
So I have him 3rd for MVP. He won't win MVP. He
Yeah,
won't.
there's no
he won't
way.
even be a finalist.
Okay, let's be honest.
But I'm giving him some love here because he deserves it. And if he doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year this year, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he is. Nobody else should be even close.
Yeah. Okay, let's be honest here.
about Trayvon Diggs?
Yes,
I see people all over saying Trayvon Diggs. Like, no, just no.
He gives up too many touchdowns to like.
Him getting
be-
burnt is the reason he gets so many interceptions.
Yeah.
Think of Jalen Ramsey. They don't throw at him 9
Yeah.
times. Like he erases a side of the field out of
And
the
some of
entire
his
game.
interceptions are so lucky, like straight luck, like it bounces right into his hands.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
He's a
and
good ball hawk, but
that's the thing is like the Trayvon Diggs thing, I think, is what I was trying to argue with Lamar Jackson. He gets so many picks because he puts himself in that scenario. And Lamar Jackson gets so many comeback wins
It's
because he puts
becoming
himself in
harder.
that scenario.
it's becoming harder to defend all my takes on Lamar the last couple weeks.
Dude,
He's been pretty bad.
well, that's what I said. I was like, I think he's put himself in those scenarios. And the difference between the last couple of games and the beginning of the season is that he was able to come back in the last beginning of the other games from
I
his
don't know,
awful
man. I have
performance.
to think that he's gonna snap out of this and be back to his usual self, but
Dude, I don't know.
oh, Wyoming and Arizona playing basketball tonight. That'll
They
be,
do? That was crazy.
be really interesting to see how good Wyoming really is.
Man,
but
if they
anyway.
beat them, man, 9-0, that's crazy. But all right, my MVP race. This is who I'd vote for. We all know Tom Brady's gonna win it probably, but like,
Most likely.
oh well. For number 1, I got Jonathan Taylor. You know I love my running backs. I gotta have him there. And okay, Carter and I talked about this off air, and we both unanimously agreed if Derrick Henry wasn't injured this year, he would be the MVP front runner. Am I right about that?
I agree.
Yeah, like this was the best year for him to win the MVP, and he unfortunately got injured. Like, man, the bad luck for that happening.
I mean, Mahomes is having a down year. Lamar's having a down year.
yeah,
Allen
man.
isn't exactly what he was last year.
Sean Watson's not even playing.
Yeah. Lamar, or I already said Lamar.
Russell Wilson's having a bad year.
Russell Wilson's having, he didn't even have his stretch of weeks where everyone was deciding to give it to him.
Yeah, I know, man. Like the
Aaron
only ones-
Rodgers just won't get it.
Yeah, because of his
because-
political.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
we don't need to talk about that.
realistically, Matt Stafford, statistically,
He was definitely a popular pick,
yeah, like
but
well,
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Matt Stafford, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers are probably the best performing quarterbacks, I guess. Like, they're most talked about quarterbacks, I would say. I don't know
Yeah,
if best
probably.
performing.
I feel like we're forgetting someone.
I know, me too. I'm kind of feeling that too.
For the last couple weeks, I feel like Dak is still not totally out of it.
I mean, Dak, I feel like he's kind of been so reliant on his team.
He's a lock for comeback of the year, though.
Yep, definitely. I don't think anyone else would be, like, in the running for it.
Probably not because he's a quarterback. I mean, Saquon's not.
Well, okay,
Saquon's not himself, and
even if
other
Cam-
than Dak, it's Bosa. But they're not going to give it to a DN.
Yeah. Even if Cam Newton did take like a straight dookie on the field against what was it? The Dolphins or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think he wouldn't have won it
No.
if he would have won
No.
out or something like that. I still think it was Dak. But yeah, I think that was it. Also, we have a new game. Woo! We didn't discuss a name for it.
Dang it.
Ah,
We'll have that by next week.
yeah, we'll have it by next week. But the game is, well, here are the rules. We each get to say who we think is going to win every week. We get to pick the winners. And we get to pick as many games as we want and how many winners as we want, and we get 1 point for each win that we get. But the catch is that if we get one of our games wrong, then we lose all. We don't get any points for that week. If we get all of them right, we get all the points. So it's like an all or nothing kind of thing. So we do that, and it'll be interesting. And we also are adding a little bit of flavor, because I've seen other people do this as well. But the little bit of flavor is that we have one unanimous or one undisputed game that we have to pick, and we have to wager.
Oh, we have to
one.
pick it?
Yeah, we have to. We have to wager 1 through 5
Of course, it's the
points.
hardest matchup to pick.
Well, that's that was the thing. So you have to wager 1 through 5 points on the hardest game.
I feel like, is there a chance you're changing the game because I smoked you at spreads last week?
No.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So do you want to do your locks first?
You go ahead.
All right. For my locks, I got the Seahawks over the Texans. I got the Chargers over the Giants, and I got the Packers over the Bears. So if I get one of those wrong, I get no points. If I get all of them right, then I get 3 points.
Okay. I'm going Packers over Bears for sure. I want to have more than you. All right, Packers over Bears, Titans over Jags, Saints over Jets, and Cowboys over football team.
That's getting risky.
Cowboys over
Okay.
football team, just because of your football team take. So I'm going with those 4.
Man, you're gonna lose. You're gonna
I'm
lose all your
not, because
points.
the Cowboys are gonna
Yeah,
win.
you're gonna be negative points. Like
Nah, I'll be
if
good.
you get this wager wrong and then you get all of these wrong, you're gonna be negative points.
Nah,
Man,
I'm good.
I was gonna
good.
put the Titans one on there, but I don't know.
Wait, so if we get one wrong and lose all the points, and then get the wager game wrong, we're in the negatives.
We're in negatives.
Okay, I still feel good.
All right. So those are our locks, and the wager game of the week is the Ravens versus the Browns. Now we can wager 1 through 5 points, and we get to pick the team, and we say how much we're gonna wager. Would you like the honors?
I want to know who you're picking here.
I don't know what I'm gonna pick here. I was gonna hope what you picked, and I was gonna
Oh, so
decide.
I have to pick first.
Yeah, okay, we both don't know who we're gonna pick here. So
Okay, I know who I'm picking.
you do?
I'm just trying to decide how much I want to wager. I'm
I
taking
don't
the
know.
Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens on the road. I just think they're going to bounce back. I think Lamar is going to have a great performance after a rough couple of weeks. I'm going to
It's hard to argue
wager.
that. I'll pick the Ravens too.
Dang it. You hate the Ravens.
I know, but I was actually leaning towards. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do Browns.
There we go.
I'm gonna wager 2 points.
2 points.
So if I get them all right and I lose this wager, I'll be at 1 point.
But if you get it wrong and get the wager wrong, you'll be a -2.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially. There's no way I'm getting this.
I'm gonna
wrong.
go. I'm gonna go 2 also.
We're gonna go 2 also.
Yeah.
All right. So if you win, if we both all win out and we get
We can't both all win out.
okay, if I theoretically win out, then I would be at 5 points, and if you win out, that would put you at
6.
6. Yeah. All right. But let's see. I'll also make a graphic on this for Instagram if you don't
Okay.
remember.
I'll-
Also, if you didn't make it this
I'll
long in the
tweet
episode.
it out
so-
on Twitter too.
Oh,
after you
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, we could do that. Twitter. We're booming on every social media now.
Not booming on Twitter at all yet.
We will be booming.
Yet.
We have 86 followers. That's kind of impressive. I mean, for
Yeah,
starting
but
out.
Twitter followers, the engagement is so much lower than the follower count.
Yeah, I agree.
On
But-
TikTok, it's the opposite.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. Most of your
I'm
most of your
tweeting out
views-
into outer space at this point.
Yep.
It's just tweets, and maybe it gets a like, maybe not. But
Man.
it's a grind.
Yeah. So, that's about all the time we have for today's episode. On behalf of Carter and I, we would like to say thank you for listening to the Sports and Stuff Show. Woo! Make sure to follow us on Instagram at sportsandstuff.show, on Twitter at SNS_show, on TikTok at Sports and Stuff Show, and also check us out on YouTube because we will be making our future episodes for the time being on YouTube, and they will be going live on YouTube as well.
Probably the next 3.
Yeah, probably in the next 3 weeks. 3 or 4, something around there.
Yeah.
So make sure to check out that. Also, make sure to listen to the future episodes, which will be on YouTube on Friday on YouTube. I keep on YouTube from 12 to 1 p.m. or on any podcasting platform after the show has gone live. Thank you again, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.